Hey, boys and girls, this is Mr. Garcia with another week of music and virtual learning. And I hope last week you enjoyed the lesson, and I hope you had an easy week back to school, easy few weeks back to school. And I hope everyone is safe and ready for a new lesson. The first thing I always do in my lessons in typical, music class is go over what we did last week. This helps us not to forget the concepts that we learned of music. And so I'm just going to go over it real quick. We're not going to spend a lot of time on it. Let's review the five types of voices. Last week we learned that there is a speaking voice, and I'm actually using my speaking voice right now, right? And then there's a shouting voice, right? So we learned about that, and it's appropriate to use. Excuse me. It's appropriate to use shouting voices in many occasions. We discussed them last week, right? Maybe if you're at a concert or at the playground or something like that, right? Or maybe you need to call your brother and sister from upstairs or from outside. You know, you would shout, okay? Sometimes we need to use our whisper voice. So that's the other type of voice, right? The whisper voice. I don't know if you heard that. Sorry. Um, and then the fourth type of voice is the inner voice. Okay, so the inner voice is the voice you hear inside your head. Most of the time, your inner voice sounds like your real voice because when you read something like to yourself, but you don't actually use your vocal cords audibly, you still hear your voice sounds like. Okay, but I also discussed that sometimes when like well, I guess those who grew up in my generation, if I wrote on a page, I'm sorry, if I wrote, yeah, on a piece of paper, I'll be back, and you read it in your head, you probably wouldn't hear it in your own voice. You would hear it in Arnold's voice, right? Arnold Schwarzenegger, because he's famous for saying that, I'll be back, right? And you hear it in his voice. So that's just one instance where most of the time when you read, you do hear it in your voice, unless it's signature of somebody else saying this. Okay, so yeah, that's very interesting. I'm sure there's some psychological reason why that occurs. And then last but not least, we learned about the singing voice. Okay, and the singing voice is important because that's the kind of voice we use a lot in music class. Okay, it is said that your your voice is your first instrument. Okay, because just think about it. When a mama has her baby, what does she do to the baby to help the baby fall asleep a lot? She might, well, um, caress the baby or rock the baby, but she might also sing to the baby. And so babies learn to sing the songs when they get a little older and they're able to sing back. Their first music teachers are their mothers, first of all, right? And then secondly, their first musical instrument is their voice because they learned the lullabies that their mamas sang to them when they were little babies. So that kind of goes with our Kodai pedagogy, and we learn that that's really our first voice. Okay, and some people stick with that for the rest of their lives. They become fantastic vocalists, and well, that's great. And but other people don't become great vocalists like myself. I don't consider myself a vocalist, but I am an instrumentalist, and that's the way I prefer to express myself musically. Okay, and so, anyways, we're gonna move on to our next slide here. The other, why is this not working? I don't know why this is. Okay, okay, my arrow button wasn't working. I apologize for that. Okay, so our first pitches that we used in last week's song was so, and I need to get into camera frame. So and me. Okay, so those were our first two pitches. And excuse me while I mute my phone because it's going off right now. Um, Okay, so that's right. We learned our first two pitches. So and me. And I also taught you that one is higher than the other. And you can see because there's a visual representation on your screen right now that shows you which pitch sounds higher. So would be the pitch that sounds higher, and me would be the pitch that sounds lower. And that's why I put them on top of each other in that order, okay? And today we're going to add a pitch to that. But before we do, let's practice real quick the musical melodic pattern that this creates relative to each other with these two pitches. Okay, so it goes like this: so me, so me. Can you sing that right after me? Ready, two, ready, sing. So me, so me. Very good. Let's do that again to get your vocal cords warmed up. One, two, ready, sing. So me, so me. Very good, very good. Okay, so those are the two pitches that we learned about last week and that we sang through the song called Starlight Starbright. And I'm gonna pull it up right now. Oh, cool, my arrow button is working again. Cool. All right. So this song is called Starlight Starbright. These are the words. It goes like this: Starlight, star bright, first star I see tonight. Very good. All right. So those are the lyrics to our song, and as you can hear, I was singing the pitches that we learned about. So and me, right? I was singing those two different sounds relative to each other. Okay. I was also singing them in my natural voice, my natural singing voice. I wasn't singing in my falsetto range that I talked to you about last week. But let me sing that in my natural range one more time. Starlight, star bright, first star I see tonight. All right, very good. So, if we add our solfege hand symbols, we do that to help us visualize the differences in pitches that our voice is making, because our voice is not like a typical physical instrument where you could actually see what you're playing. Like if I'm playing piano, I can look at the keys and I can see the pitch that I'm about to press, and I press it, and then I hear it, right? Or if I have a guitar, the same thing. I pluck a string and I can see the string I'm plucking. Or if I play trumpet or clarinet or any other wind instrument you might have, you physically feel the note you're pressing down with your fingers, and then you blow, and then you hear the sound, okay? But there's a physical aspect to it that you don't get when you sing. When you sing, I'm not pressing anything down. I'm not blowing into an instrument to help it sound out. I'm not plucking a string. Okay, I'm not hitting a drum or some type of pitch percussion. I'm not getting that physical aspect. So we're adding a physical aspect to singing with the movement of our hands, so that our brain processes the differences in highness and lowness of sound, and we understand pitch through singing with our voice. And this is even more so now important now that we can't really share instruments like we used to in music class. Um, that we utilize this technique of solfege with our hand cymbals, so that we can understand the relationship between them. Okay. All right. So with that said, I'm going to sing for you in my falsetto range this song using my hand cymbals. Okay. You don't have to do anything. Just listen, and then after I do it once, you're going to join in. You'll sing it with me. Okay. This is just a recap from last week. Starlight, star bright, first star I see tonight. I want you to sing exactly what I sang, starting right now. One, two, ready, sing. Starlight, star bright, first star I see tonight. Very good, boys and girls. Okay, and that was just a recap what we learned last week. Let me go back one slide. These are the pitches we learned about. So and me, and we incorporated those pitches into this song that we learned, Starlight Starbright. Okay. Now that we reviewed last week, let's go into our new lesson this week, because the song we're learning this week and the pitches we're learning are built off of what we learned last week. We're adding a pitch. Okay. So we will actually keep these two pitches in the song we learned this week. We will use so in the song we learned this week. And we will use me in the song we learned this week. But we're adding another pitch. And I'm going to give you a hint. It's above so. It's one um, scale degree higher than so. Okay, so that's a total of three pitches now, and it's going to be a higher pitch. Okay, so our new note is la, and you can see it here on my screen. Okay, and so I'm going to use my little pointer here with my mouse. Here was me. That was the lowest one, right? Last week. Here is so. Okay, and that was the high pitch that we learned last week with Starlight Starbright. But this week, we're learning one higher, and that is la. And I'm sorry for the picture image. I know it's all pixelated and it doesn't look as pretty as this, but I couldn't find a better looking one online. I just cropped it out from an image on the internet. But anyways, that's what la looks like with our hand. Okay. So if you would like to learn it from me, la is when we just put our hand like this. It's kind of like we're grabbing a ball, kind of, like a maybe a softball or something, and then we just kind of let our our thumb hang. Okay, and it is above so. So let me sing a few pitches, and then you'll sing after me, kind of like we've done in class in the past. Okay. So me, so me. Okay, your turn to sing. Ready, go. So me, so me. Very good. Now my turn to sing. So la so. Your turn to copy me. Ready, sing. So la so. Very good. Okay, my turn to sing. Don't sing right now. So la so mi. Your turn to sing. Ready, go. So la so mi. Very good. Okay. And let me make another one. Mi so la. Your turn to sing. Ready, go. Mi so la. Very good. And let me make one more before we stop our vocal exercise using this new pitch called la. This one will go like this. Don't sing. I sing only right now. La so mi. And your turn to copy me. Ready, go. La so mi. Very good. Okay, so those are our three pitches that we're learning this week, or we're working on this week. The new one was la. Okay, I'm going to my next screen, and this is the song we're practicing using this. Okay, so this one goes like this. I will sing you this song. You do not have to sing right now. Okay. Man, I wish I had my guitar. I left it at my house. I should have brought my guitar for this so I can accompany myself singing this, but that's okay. No accompaniment again. Uh, bounce high, bounce low, bounce the ball to shine low. Bounce high, bounce low, bounce the ball to shine low. Okay, so those are the only three pitches we're using this time around, okay? Um, Notice that it kind of sounds similar to the song we learned last week, but the song last week didn't have this pitch called la. It did not have that pitch, right? Starlight Starbright sounded like this. Starlight Starbright, first star I see tonight. We just bounced back from um, so and me, so and me, so and me. Those were the only two pitches we learned in Starlight Starbright, right? But in this new song, Bounce High, Bounce Low, we get to practice a new pitch called La, okay? And it sits right above so, okay? So la so mi so la so mi. So that's different from last week, right? We get to incorporate that third pitch. Okay, I want you to practice that with me. Um, Let me sing this part by myself, and then afterwards you're going to copy me. So listen, okay? I'm going to sing by myself, starting now. So la so mi so Okay, your turn to sing along with me. Sing exactly what I just sang right now. Ready? One, two, sing with me. Go. Sol, la, sol, mi. Sol, la, sol, mi. Very good. Do that with me one more time. Ready? We're just getting vocal practice right now. Okay, we're gonna try it one more time. Ready? Sing. Sol, la, sol, mi. Sol, la, sol, mi. Very good. All right. Good job, guys. Now let's add the words to the song on this page. Okay. Now I know they have the musical pitches along with it, or the staff notation. You don't have to worry about that right now. Okay. So um, the staff notation. So our words are right here. Let me use my pointer. So bounce, high, bounce, low, bounce the ball to shy low. Say that with me the way I'm saying it. Bounce high, bounce low, bounce the ball to shy low. Okay, very good. Say that in the manner I just said it with in one more time, please. And we're purposefully leaving out the pitches. We're just practicing the rhythm that the words make. Okay, so do that again. One, two, ready, say it. Bounce high, bounce low, bounce the ball to shy low. All right, very good, very good. Okay, so now's that moment where we put it together and make a real song when we match pitch with rhythm, and that creates that beautiful thing we call melody. And now we're adding in a third aspect to it, in addition to pitch and rhythm, and that's the lyrics. So now it's like a real legit song, right? Okay, I'm going to sing it by myself. You don't have to sing. You will sing after I sing. Okay? Bounce high, bounce low, bounce the ball to shy low. Bounce high, bounce low, bounce the ball to shy low. Very good. Okay, that was me singing by myself. Now it's your turn to participate, and we're going to sing the song 2 times, okay? Because typically this is a bouncing game that you play with young children and you use a ball to bounce. But we're not in class learning, and even when we do come to class, we're not supposed to be sharing, touching the same things to just protect our bodies from potential viruses and stuff like that. So we won't even play the game when we're in class. I know it stinks, but but typically you sing it over and over and over and over. Okay, but for the purposes of this lesson, let's sing it twice. Okay. All right, sing it with me. One, two, hand cymbals, go. Bounce high, bounce low, bounce the ball to shy low. Bounce high, bounce low, bounce the ball to shy low. Very good, boys and girls. Okay. And that's going to complete the lesson for today. I hope you learned something new about pitches, relative pitch, and we're slowly climbing our way to that pentatonic sound. Oh, there's that ugly, big, long word that Mr. Garcia used to use in music class. What does pentatonic mean? I know he used to say that a whole bunch. We're getting there, okay? Well, I'll give you a little hint. Pent means five, right? Like a pentagon, like a pentagon shape has 5 sides. So in music, we study a pentatonic sound, and tonic or ton or tone means sound, right? So pentatonic literally means 5 sounds. Okay. We now last week we only had 2 of those sounds. That was where's my fingers? We only had 2 of those sounds, so and me. And then this week we have 3 of those sounds. Uh, uh, La, so, and mi. Okay. So if you know simple math, you know that that leaves 2 more pitches to complete that pentatonic sound. And we'll be working our way there. Okay. Next week, next week's lesson, I'll be introducing a fourth sound. And then the following week, we'll incorporate all 5 sounds of the pentatonic sound. Okay. So Anyways, so right now we're on three. You did an amazing job, and your, I guess, homework or asynchronous assignment for this week is to go to the next slide and do the following. So, to do your homework, you'll need to exit the full screen mode of this Google Slides assignment. I suppose I should say that after you see this video, go back into the assignment, open up the edit. You got to push the edit button in Schoology, and that opens up the this Google slide. Okay, and if you go into presentation mode, you'll see it like I'm seeing it now, where it's like, a big on your screen. But if you're not in presentation mode, then it'll just look like this. You should see this, and this is fine. Okay, and then you can go along the slides that we've been working on. But the one you really need to open up is this sixth slide over here. Okay, and I want you to answer this question. It says, listen for the soul and me pitch patterns in this song. And then there's a question. What is the new pitch? And right here, there's a question mark. And then right here, there's a question mark. Okay. And then I even typed the answer right here. I'm sorry. I typed the question. What is the new pitch? I just copied this question. And here's where I want you to type your answer. Okay. So we sang it many times. I'm not going to answer it for you now because that's your assignment, right? You're supposed to type it. And so what I want you to do is take your cursor, your mouse, click here and push backspace, erase this where it says type answer here. And then I want you to type, what is the new pitch? Okay. I'll give you options to help you out. It's one of these three. Okay. It's one of these three. Which one is missing from this, okay? And that was our new pitch. And then you're going to type whichever pitch uh, you think it is, okay? So, and then after you're done doing that, you're going to go up here, click the X, and then go back to Schoology. And instead of uh, clicking the edit button, you're going to click the submission button. Okay, or it might say submit or submission. I forget. But when you do that, then that's Schoology submits your assignment for you, and that's all you need to do. I'm sorry if last week's lesson was confusing. I got some messages for parents. I realized depending on if you're on iPad, it's different from if you're using Google, the Chromebooks. Okay, and I think that was the issue. But the way I told you to submit the lesson now, that should be streamlined for iPad and for Chromebook, I think. Okay. But if you're having trouble, click the submit button. Don't worry. I still get a message from Google if they open this PowerPoint presentation or this Google slide. I get a pop-up email saying that your child opened it up. And obviously, if they're opening up, they've watched the video, they participated, and I'll count them. But I would still like for them to go open this up, answer this question at the end of this video, and then click submit. Okay. Okay, guys, I've taken up enough of your time, and I'm going to stop this video. I hope you have a blessed week. I hope you enjoyed your 3-day weekend, and I'll see you next time. All right. Bye bye.